You know what keeps most people average. It is not lack of talent, not lack of resources, not even a lack of time. It is the quiet comfort of doing nothing while pretending they are waiting for the perfect moment. I used to be that person. I would wake up late and tell myself tomorrow would be different. I would skip the gym, scroll mindlessly, and tell myself I needed rest. I would avoid everything that made me uncomfortable and label it as self-care. But the truth is, I was escaping. I was hiding behind soft lies. The truth is brutal. You are either sharpening your mind or letting it dull. You are either becoming disciplined or you are decaying. And it all starts with the smallest habits. In this video, I want to show you 7 toxic habits that destroy motivation before you even know what hit you. These are not random observations. These are the very patterns I had to break through myself. If you are serious about changing your life, if you are tired of the fog in your head and the weakness in your body, then keep watching. This is for the few who are done living soft. And before we dive in, do me one simple favor. Subscribe to Stoic Legacy. It is free. It helps the channel grow. And it makes sure this message reaches someone else who might need it today. Now let us begin. Number 1. Waking up late. Waking up late seems harmless. You tell yourself it is just a little more rest, a reward for working hard, a moment of comfort in a tiring world. But that innocent comfort slowly turns into a trap. Each time you hit snooze, you are not just delaying the day, you are training your mind to choose weakness over discipline. I have done it. I have rolled over in bed while my goals waited on the other side of the morning. And I always had a reason, a small excuse that sounded logical. I slept late. I was tired. I would start fresh tomorrow. But tomorrow never came, because excuses multiply. And the longer you stay comfortable, the harder it becomes to rise. Waking up late is not just a time issue. It is a mindset issue. It is you giving away control before the day even begins. When you let comfort dictate your actions, you start building a life around avoidance. You avoid responsibility, discomfort, risk, and ultimately, greatness. The worst part? You believe your own excuses. You start telling yourself you are not ready, that things will change when life becomes easier or more perfect. But that is the lie. No one wakes up motivated every day. No one has a perfect plan or ideal circumstances. The people who win are the ones who rise regardless. They wake up when it is hard. They show up when it hurts. They don't look for reasons to delay. They look for reasons to begin. If you keep waking up late, you are not just wasting time, you are losing the battle with yourself. And that inner defeat sets the tone for everything else. You feel groggy, you rush, you skip the things that matter, and then you wonder why your life feels chaotic. It starts with that first decision in the morning. The one where you choose between staying asleep in comfort or rising in purpose. So stop lying to yourself. You do not need more sleep. You need more structure. You need to reclaim your mornings as sacred. You need to stop waiting for the right time and create it yourself. Because when you own your mornings, you own your mind. And when you own your mind, there is nothing in this world you cannot face. Number 2. No physical exercise. Skipping physical exercise is not just about neglecting your body. It is about neglecting your responsibility to yourself. I have made that mistake before, thinking that rest would heal my spirit, that comfort was the answer to fatigue. But what I did not realize was that avoiding movement made me weaker, not stronger. It dulled my mind, slowed my energy, and buried my potential under layers of stillness. Exercise is not about vanity or chasing perfection. It is about reclaiming your power, proving to yourself that discipline is stronger than laziness, that pain can be transformed into strength. Every time I chose not to move, I taught myself to submit. To stay soft. To avoid challenge. And that attitude seeped into everything. I postponed tasks, avoided confrontation, let opportunities slip through my fingers because I felt sluggish, unready, unmotivated. Your body was not made for stillness. It was made to carry you through battles, to remind your soul what resilience feels like. When you deny it that purpose, you lose the connection between your mind and your mission. You stop trusting yourself. You stop feeling capable. And in that silent erosion, your confidence fades. No physical exercise means no growth. It means the sharpness of your thoughts begins to dull, your emotions become harder to control, and your spirit becomes too fragile to face pressure. Movement is not a luxury. It is a ritual of strength. It is how you burn off weakness, how you train your will, how you become the kind of person who chooses effort over escape. I learned that the hard way. I waited for motivation, waited to feel ready, waited until I felt strong. But motivation is fleeting. Readiness is a choice. Strength is built, not found. So now, I move. Not for six-pack abs or likes on a photo, but to wage war against my own excuses. To remind myself that this body, this mind, this spirit, was born to push, to endure, to overcome. If you are avoiding exercise, ask yourself why. Is it truly rest, or is it fear wearing a mask? Is it comfort, or is it surrender? Every time you move, you take back a piece of your power. You silence the doubt. You ignite your fire. So stop waiting. Stop negotiating with weakness. Stand up. Move. Sweat. Struggle. And rise, not just in body, but in soul. Because when your body grows stronger, your mind follows. And when your mind is strong, you become unstoppable. Number 3. No mental exercise. When you neglect your mind, you start to lose the very tool that shapes your reality. I have gone days, even weeks, without challenging my thoughts. No books, no reflection, no curiosity. Just scrolling, consuming, existing on autopilot. And each day like that made me feel a little emptier, like I was drifting further from the person I wanted to become. No mental exercise is not just laziness. It is a form of self-abandonment. You are telling yourself that growth can wait. That sharpening your mind is optional. But the truth is, in this world, your mind is your greatest weapon. When you stop exercising it, you start losing battles you do not even realize you are fighting. Your thoughts get slower. Your focus slips. Your creativity dies. And worst of all, your belief in yourself fades into noise. I used to think intelligence was fixed. That smart people were born that way. But the moment I started feeding my mind deliberately, everything shifted. A few pages of a powerful book, a single deep question, a tough concept wrestled with until it made sense. That effort changed me. It made me alert. It made me see the world with sharper eyes. It made me realize that my potential had been buried under layers of neglect. Your brain is like a muscle. It craves challenge. It thrives on struggle. And when you stop giving it that, it begins to shrink. You get mentally tired faster. You fall into distractions easier. You stop trusting your instincts. And life, with all its demands, begins to feel overwhelming. But when you make mental exercise a ritual, you train yourself to think deeper, see clearer, and act with intention. You start asking better questions. You stop falling for surface-level thinking. And most importantly, you build the kind of mental stamina that does not break when life gets loud. The people you admire, the ones who seem calm in chaos, sharp under pressure, unshaken by storms, they built that. Not by luck. Not by chance. But by feeding their minds with wisdom, challenge, and clarity. If you are not mentally exercising, you are not just staying still. You are falling behind. Because the world is moving fast. The lies are louder. The distractions are endless. And if your mind is not strong, you will get swept away. Start small. A few pages. One podcast. A quiet hour to think. Train your mind to hunger for growth. To resist easy answers. To dive deeper. Because once your mind is sharp, the world cannot deceive you. And once you reclaim your thoughts, no one can own your life but you. Number 4. No meditating. No meditating means no pause. No silence. No reset. Without meditation, your mind becomes a chaotic room where every thought is yelling at the same time and none of them are helpful. I ignored meditation for years. Thought it was unnecessary. Thought I could think my way out of stress. But the truth is, most of us are not thinking. We are reacting. We are consumed by noise. Notifications, messages, unfinished conversations, regrets, hopes, fears, guilt, what-ifs, and maybes. It all becomes one big mental storm. And without meditation, that storm never stops. You go to sleep with it, wake up to it, carry it through your day, and wonder why you are tired without doing anything. Meditation is not about escaping life. It is about facing it with clarity. It is about creating a small space in your day where you are not chasing anything, not running from anything. Just breathing. Just being. When you skip meditation, you are skipping the only time where your mind can become still enough to see clearly. To notice what actually matters. To catch the lies you have been telling yourself. To separate your true priorities from the distractions. I used to think meditation was for monks and spiritual gurus. But I realized it is actually for fighters. For warriors. For people who want to reclaim control over their inner world before the outer world breaks them. You do not need incense or mantras or perfect silence. You just need 5 minutes of honest stillness. Sit down. Close your eyes. Breathe. That is it. No fancy technique. Just presence. Just awareness. Without meditation, your mind will be hijacked by everything around you. You will be reactive, not proactive. You will respond to life instead of creating it. And slowly, you will lose your sense of direction. Your emotions will lead. Your impulses will lead. And your higher self will go quiet. That silence is dangerous. So if you are not meditating, start today. Reclaim that space. Let your mind breathe. You cannot build a strong body without rest. And you cannot build a strong mind without silence. Meditation is your mental reset button. Use it. Or spend your life fighting battles that only exist in your head. Number 5. Can't control emotions. When you cannot control your emotions, you give away your power. You let the world decide how you feel, how you act, and who you become. I know what it is like to be ruled by emotion. One small insult and I would be fuming for hours. One unexpected failure and I would spiral into self-doubt. One moment of discomfort and I would run toward distraction. That is not strength. That is slavery. Emotional slavery. You might think expressing emotions freely is freedom, but real freedom is the ability to feel deeply without being controlled by what you feel. Emotions are natural. Anger, sadness, joy, fear, they are all valid. But when they sit in the driver's seat, your direction is lost. You argue when silence would serve you. You react when reflection would heal you. You attack when understanding would change everything. And afterward, you regret it. You replay what you said, what you did, wishing you could go back, rewrite the moment, speak with wisdom instead of impulse. That regret is not just about the words. It is about betraying the person you know you could have been. The calm version. The composed version. The higher version. Emotional control is not suppression. It is transformation. It is taking that raw feeling and choosing how to express it with strength. You can feel pain and still respond with clarity. You can feel anger and still speak with restraint. You can feel fear and still move forward. That is control. That is power. Without it, you become predictable. Anyone can manipulate you. Praise lifts you too high, criticism drops you too low. You are on a roller coaster built by other people's opinions and situations. And every dip in that ride steals a piece of your confidence. But when you learn to control your emotions, you become grounded, stable, unshakable. You do not ignore your emotions, you understand them. You use them as information, not instruction. That shift changes everything. You stop blaming the world. You stop waiting for peace to come from outside. You create it from within. You build emotional discipline, and that becomes the foundation of true power. Because when you can stay calm in chaos, you win battles most people never see. You win the battle within. And that is the one that defines your life. Number 6. Want materialistic life. Wanting a materialistic life is like chasing a mirage in the desert. The more you run toward it, the thirstier you become. You keep thinking the next purchase, the next upgrade, the next luxury will finally bring satisfaction. But it never does. I have been there. I thought a better phone, a faster car, a bigger apartment would change how I feel about myself. For a moment, they did. A brief spark of pride. A flicker of confidence. But it faded quickly, and I was left with the same emptiness, dressed in more expensive clothes. Wanting a materialistic life is not just about things. It is about the lie you start telling yourself. That your value comes from what you own. That success is measured in brand names. That happiness lives in a shopping bag. But true value has nothing to do with possessions. The richest people are not the ones with full closets. They are the ones with full minds, full hearts, full purpose. And here is the trap: the more you chase status through material things, the more disconnected you become from who you really are. You shape your life around impressions. You buy to impress, not to express. You borrow joy instead of building it. And all the while, your inner world starts to decay. You lose touch with your passions, your principles, your presence. The noise of constant wanting drowns out the peace of simply being. Materialism breeds comparison. You scroll through feeds, you see curated lives, and you begin to feel behind. So you spend more, trying to catch up to a race that has no finish line. But no one posts their emptiness. No one shows their insecurity behind the filters. You are comparing your real life to someone else's highlight reel and trying to fix the gap with purchases. It never works. The truth is, you can own everything and still feel like nothing. Because the deepest needs of the soul cannot be bought. They must be earned. Through self-respect, through discipline, through growth. That does not mean rejecting all comfort or denying yourself pleasure. It means not letting those things define your identity. It means choosing meaning over vanity. It means asking yourself why you want what you want. If it is to feel worthy, then you are giving away your power. But if you already know your worth, then nothing you buy can add or subtract from it. So take a step back. Look at your desires. Are they rooted in ego or purpose? Are you building a life or decorating an illusion? Remember, the most valuable things in this world do not come with a price tag. Peace, love, wisdom, integrity. They are free, but they must be chosen. And when you start choosing them over things, you will find a kind of wealth no money can buy. A life that feels rich, even without the gold. A life that shines, even without the glitter. Number 7. Too lazy. Being too lazy is not just a habit. It is a slow surrender of your potential. You think you are just resting, taking a break, avoiding stress. But what you are really doing is silencing your own greatness. You let days pass without action, hoping life will somehow improve without effort. I have done that. Sat back while opportunities floated by, convincing myself that I would act when the time felt right. But laziness does not wait for permission. It grows stronger every time you choose comfort over commitment. Every time you avoid the hard thing, the meaningful thing, you reinforce the idea that your life is something that happens to you, not something you shape. Laziness is subtle. It disguises itself as rest, but it steals your time. It whispers sweet lies like you deserve a break, that one day off won't matter, that you'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week, and next week turns into regret. You wake up months later, wondering where your motivation went, not realizing it died in the small decisions you made to do nothing. Laziness also builds shame. Deep down, you know what you are capable of. You know there is more inside you. But the longer you sit still, the harder it becomes to face that truth. You start avoiding mirrors, both literal and metaphorical. You stop looking at your goals because they remind you of what you are not doing. And slowly, your identity shifts. You stop seeing yourself as someone who creates, builds, and grows. You start seeing yourself as someone who waits, who watches, who wishes. That is the most dangerous transformation. Because once you believe laziness is who you are, not just what you do, it becomes your reality. Breaking free requires honesty. It means admitting you have been lying to yourself. That comfort has become your prison. That ease has become your enemy. It means choosing discomfort, choosing struggle, choosing movement even when it feels pointless. Because purpose is not found in stillness. It is discovered through action. So move. Even if it is slow. Even if it is small. Just move. Take one step, then another. Show yourself that you can. That you will. That you are not here to waste this life in a fog of laziness. You are here to rise, to build, to prove to yourself that discipline beats every excuse, every time. When you look at your life and feel stuck, feel numb, feel like the fire is missing, it is rarely because of one big mistake. It is the small habits, the ones you ignore every day, that slowly pull you away from who you were meant to become. It starts with comfort, it starts with delay, and before you know it, you are drowning in a life that feels too heavy to carry. But that weight can be dropped. That version of you, the one who avoids, who sleeps in, who hides from the grind, does not have to survive tomorrow. You can kill that weakness today. You can rise before the sun, stretch your body and mind, train your emotions, and master your presence. You can stop chasing what looks good and start living what feels right. You can let the world keep its noise while you build your peace. This life will not wait. Every habit you entertain is a vote for the person you will become. So choose discipline. Choose presence. Choose the harder path, because that is where your power is hiding. If this message hit something deep inside you, if it reminded you of the strength you buried under comfort, then do one thing right now. Subscribe to Stoic Legacy. It is free, and it helps us grow and reach others who need this fire. Leave a comment and tell me which of these habits you are finally letting go. And share this with someone you care about, someone who is ready to wake up and take back their life. Stay grounded. Stay focused. Stay stoic. And build your stoic legacy.